Right then, so now it's come to the time where we're going to do jam pot covers. So look back on my videos. I'll try and put a link on this video to any of my jam recipes. So the Seville orange marmalade, plum jam, I think blackberry jelly, and I'm always making jams, and you'll find lots of recipes for those jams on my videos, of course. So I've got lots and lots of jams, and the family and some friends really love having those as gifts at Christmas. To make them really pretty, I generally put a jam pot cover on them, and I've cut out fabric that is Christmassy. So lots of reds, checks, a little bit of florals. We've also got some golds from this as well, so that will be really nice. So I'm going to show you what I've done. Very, very simple. The minimum I would recommend for a standard jam jar size is 14-inch diameter, but if you go a little bit bigger than that, say 16-inch, then you get a lot more frill on the sides when you bend the fabric over. So do a trial run and see which you prefer. So for example, you'll just get your jam pot, and if you don't make your own jam, you can buy some good quality jam. Bon Maman is fantastic. I've made this, but I have reused the jars. Then get your cut out piece of fabric and pop it on centrally on top of the jam jar, and then using some special twine, string, elastic band. I've got all sorts of ribbons and string here. I've got a lovely sort of lacy frill, which I quite like that. And what you could do actually, with the sewing machine, if you had some sort of trimmings, you could actually first of all sew all that around and then pop it on. So I might do a few of those later, but first of all you need to use an elastic band to secure it first before you put your ribbon on top. Any colour doesn't really matter because we're going to cover it over with something, aren't we? Hold your piece of fabric and just literally use the elastic band to secure it over the lid onto the sides, like so. If it's not totally even, just pull the edges down a little bit and you will get it looking like so, and that's quite pretty, just like that. However, if you have any more embellishments that you can use, i.e. ribbon or frills, then you can use them. So you can just put it around the jars and then secure in place with a little bit of glue, or you can put it underneath the elastic band. So I'm going to do quite a few of these and then I'll show you those at the end. Don't forget to check out my video for the jam making as well, and I'll show you all these at the end in the reveal. Right, so these are the jams, and we've put a nice one with a frilly top on, just a simple one tied with ribbon, another one with lots of red and white string, which is nice, that one with a bounded edge, strip of fabric again, this one with another edge bound, and this one with a lovely little piece of ribbon. Hope you think they look nice. Right, the last part of the video is now going to be bowl covers, okay, and I've actually made myself a great big template for this, 15-inch diameter, and we'll do it I think out of this shirt because it's nice and thick cotton. So we need to find a huge big piece that's going to fit this, so it'll have to be the back piece I think, and I'm going to take it right up to the seam on one side so I don't waste anything, and then with tailor's chalk I'm just going to use my pen. I'm going to circle right around the fabric, cut it out, and then we'll do a running seam on the sewing machine, put elastic in it, and then it will just gather it up and it'll fit over a mixing bowl. And I will make quite a lot of these, but I'm going to just show you one today so you can have a go yourself at making them. Make nice gifts as well. Right, so I've cut this fabric out, and what we want to do is do a seam all the way around, and it'll be good to have a double seam, so the selfridge is under first and then take it under, so you'll have a nice neat edge, okay, and double it, zigzag it if you want round, and then fold it under. Leave about an inch gap there so you can get your elastic and a safety pin through and thread it all through, and then knot it all together and then sew that seam back up, and you'll have a lovely bowl cover, and I'll show you that when it's done. Right, so what I've done is I've this was really difficult actually to get it all taken in and keep to a round circle. Very difficult. I've left the channel. I'm going to thread now the elastic in, and hopefully it'll be nice bowl cover in a moment. I'll show it you. Right, so I've just put the elastic in and just pulled it right round this plastic mixing bowl, and then that's good. Now you don't need to put cling film on now. You can just put this on and have it covered the bowl. It'll stretch to a bigger bowl, but this is a very, very large 25 centimetres mixing bowl, which I think is a standard one. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. It should be okay with it being cotton. And you can make lots of them, all different sizes. And then we can stop having all this cling film. So we'll probably make about 5 or 6 of these. But I'm going to make them in different sizes so that they can give them as a gift. So maybe 3 sizes. One that's a big pasta bowl, maybe one for dessert bowl. So I'm going to set everything up of what I've made today on the table, and then I'll show you a big reveal of all of it shortly. Jams with the jam pot covers from the Reusable fabrics. And our lovely shirt recycled fabric bowl cover for presents. So I hope you've enjoyed that video today, guys. So thanks a lot for watching.